The following is rated S for spoilers.
You said these guys, they're naughty. And what did you do to the naughty ones?
I give them a lump of coal.
Yeah, give them their lumps. Take that coal and shove it straight up their
Anuses.
Hello and welcome to the Popcorn Hangover. My name is Alex.
My name is Graham.
And today we are going to be discussing Violent Nights, directed by Tommy Wirkola, written by Pat Casey and Josh Miller, starring David Harbour, John Leguizamo, and Alex Hassel, releasing December 2nd, 2022, with an estimated budget of $20 million, an opening weekend of $13.5 million. It's coming in at a worldwide gross of $42.5 million,
Yikes.
and 26.7 of that coming domestically. So yeah, it's people seem to be really enjoying this movie.
Yeah.
Rotten Tomatoes has a 72% critic score, 88% audience score, IMDb a 7.1, a Letterboxd a 3.3 out of 5 stars.
Man.
Yeah. It's Christmas time. It's Christmas, the week of Christmas. We're
festive, bro.
Yeah,
Look at that. We got a tree.
We're festive. We
got a tree in the studio.
We've got a tree in the studio. We got some lights. If you're traveling for the holidays, hopefully we can entertain you for a little bit while we talk about this movie.
Yeah.
Graham, what were your thoughts on Violent Nights?
I've been excited for this movie since before it came out, because just honestly, I love David Harbour. I think he's great. He's a great actor. He's the absolute unit of a guy. But I was really excited for this, and when I was watching it, dude, I don't know what I expected this movie to be, but I did not. That was not the movie I saw. I was so shocked. I do overall think it's a good movie. I would watch this again. It was so ridiculous and over the top. And I never expected that going into it.
It's interesting to me that you didn't expect that from a movie from a movie called Violent Nights. Because you also said that you were surprised by how gruesome and gory it was. From a movie called Violent, emphasis on the violent night.
Yeah.
And the premise of the movie is about Santa Claus beating the crap out of a bunch of thieves.
Yeah.
So I don't it was exactly what I was expecting.
I mean, I figured it was Santa Saving Christmas, kind of on a, this is going to be tough.
Yep.
Not going to lie. What I'm picturing in my head right now. Do you ever see the movie? It was the animated, the kids movie, but the heroes, the Guardians, Rise of the Guardians? No. That's the album.
Yeah,
is that the movie? Rise of the Guardians? Okay, yeah. So you know how Santa's an absolute unit and homie's fighting throughout the movie and beating up the bad guy Sandman and stuff. That's what I was thinking. I knew it was gonna be violent, but I would subpar this. I would put this on top tier, if not a little more gruesome, up to tier with Deadpool. In all honesty,
sure.
Which I would have never get. I would not. That's what I think shocked me, because I feel a lot of people would walk into the theater with their kids to see this movie.
It's rated R.
Yeah, but it's Santa. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. But I mean, I would never take a kid to see this. But I was just so shocked on how just over the top and gory and it's violent. I get that. that. But it did throw me off a little how violent it was.
Okay.
Because it was a very violent night, my guy.
It was mostly violent. It was violent in all the right places. Overall, I guess I enjoyed myself. I don't think I would watch this movie again, though.
No?
I would maybe just watch the highlights of some of the fight scenes that were pretty cool. It was very John Wick.
Yeah.
Especially in this shed whenever he rises back up and he's ready to go again. Just picking up random things and using them. The freaking
snowmobile.
Not the what is it?
Oh,
I don't even know what.
It was what is this? A wood sand.
Yeah, a wood.
Oh my gosh,
thing.
Why are we?
I don't know what it's called, but the wood thing when he just
the thing you put a giant log into and it comes out as sand. Yeah, not sand. Sawdust. Yeah,
sure. Yeah,
a guy went in there and he did not come out of sawdust. Homie didn't come out at all.
I mean, he did come out.
He did come out.
Not in any. Just not in one piece. It was entertaining to watch. It was just so long. There was so many unnecessary things. I went to go watch this movie because I wanted to watch Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Just gruesomely murder so many people. That's what I signed up for. I didn't care about all this family crap and all the other stuff.
I would say there was way too much of that.
I don't care that the son stole all the money and there was this whole. Who cares? I don't care.
Yeah.
Show me Santa Claus. Maybe the little girl just pulling a Home Alone, but like them actually getting hurt by all of the things.
So hurt. The nail on the ladder.
For me, it was like whatever sticky thing she had, and the girl like just like her scalp
Ripped literally her head off.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, yeah. I literally like missed that part when she initially like got up from that, and then when I started like reach behind, I was like, oh wow. Yeah, that was not as much as I was expecting. And also that family like had no filter whatsoever. My goodness.
That family, and I guess it was kind of the point, but there's like no chemistry between anybody.
I hated every single person in that room except for the little girl and Santa. Like
I didn't want them to. I didn't want Santa Claus to save these people.
No, I was
Just
okay
let
if they
them
got
all
shot.
die.
Like every time they're like, we're gonna kill someone. We're gonna kill someone. I was like, okay, please do. Okay, who? Her?
Can we
Him?
get to something entertaining or interesting? Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this should have been like maybe an 80-minute movie and not.
I can see that.
And not a 110-minute movie.
Yeah,
I think I
There's
would
a lot they
have
could've
enjoyed
cut
it
out.
a lot more.
Yeah.
But overall, I thought it was fine.
Yeah. Like I said, I liked it. I thought it was great overall, just because of like the action scenes and like the fighting. Like I said, I enjoyed it. I'm not complaining. I was just shocked about like that was my overall. But no, okay, yeah.
What was your favorite like thing? Like, what was your favorite moment? Like
the moment when I literally like jaw dropped was like, holy, like so you know what? It's right at the end when he's finding like the main boss guy or whatever, and he takes him up the chimney.
That was
But
pretty
he's
intense.
not magic, and he literally just gets crumbled, and you just see his like torso come out, and he's like, that's crazy, and just throws it on the ground. I was like, oh my god,
that's like everyone in the theater is like just both disgusted but also like just
impressed, like ready to cheer on,
like impressed by it, and then seeing David Harbour just be like, that was
laughing it up.
awesome.
Yeah, like he enjoyed it so much. Also, the Santa lore of him being like a warrior.
That was so weird.
With a skull crusher hammer, and I was like, what? I was like, homie, what? Yeah, no, that was a different
very
take.
strange. I had an interesting theater. I can only assume that this was a big group, but they were all like sitting with like seats in between each other's over a few rows, but they were all like a little bit older, and they were having the time of their life. Like in between, like all of the trailers, they had comments on it, and they were all cracking each other up. And like there was one lady who had like the biggest belly laugh of all time, and anything that would happen, she would just laugh hysterically. And it's one of those things where if it was like a movie that I actually had to like pay attention to and have like any actual like substance to it, I would hate it. But for a movie like this, I think it made the experience so much more enjoyable.
I would have loved to have. I had the occasional laugh and the occasional like gasp, kind of. But honestly, it was a pretty scarce theater. I did not have many people in there,
and it has been out for a few weeks, so I guess
I say we're kind of coming up on the later end. But it's Christmas.
It's Christmas.
It's Christmas.
It's Christmas time.
Which honestly, I can't think of like many other Christmas movies out right now.
There aren't any.
No, okay. I didn't know if there were.
Well, actually, I take that back. There are. So we have Violent Nights, right?
Okay.
And then you have, I don't know what it's called, but it seems to me like it's Die Hard, but rated R with Bruce Willis, and it's just crappier because there's.
I saw that.
There's also another movie where it's The Grinch, but he's a slasher.
Wait, I kind of wanted to see that one. I heard it did absolutely terrible, like horrible.
Have you seen a trailer for it?
Yeah.
And you want to see it after?
I don't know. I think it's like it's like a kind of a wild take. Same thing with the Winnie the Pooh movie that's coming out. That slasher, like no shot that's gonna be good, but you know I'm seeing that opening night. Like that's just such a wild take on it. Anytime like rights get like let go on some things,
What's
and
the
people
thing,
can
with
like
the Grinch? I don't know how that would work because they're still actively making Grinch stuff. So someone had to sign off on
something
that.
or what?
I have no idea. I'm curious how that works.
Yeah, but no, I heard that one kind of bombed, but I just think I don't know, weird takes, fun takes. I don't know. That's kind of my
I don't know. It's a weird holiday season because there aren't any like family Christmas movies.
No,
that
not
are
at all.
out.
Except honestly,
There aren't even really any family movies, period, other than Strange World.
No, yeah, which also not doing great. But no, I've been so surprised. So we've been watching just shows at home on like Amazon and Prime Video, which I never stream on Prime Video ever. But like they have like several Christmas movies out. Like, and not gonna lie,
I think Prime Video is like the most underrated streaming.
Oh,
service.
it absolutely is. It really is. And like, especially because there's some like older shows we're like rewatching that they have like all seasons for, and there's nothing extra where it's like sign in with your service provider or like pay extra for that. Like they're just there. And like, yeah, Prime goes really hard. Honestly, it always shocks me every time we come back around to it. But no, I was gonna say Prime, and I got to give it up to Netflix. They've got several like solid Christmas movies out. Like they're on par with like Hallmark movies, you know, like the classic, like you're at your parents' house, sit down, it's a classic Hallmark movie on TV. Like that's like what they feel like. But we've had so many recommendations from friends and family that are just like, you guys have to watch this. We've watched a couple and like, dude, they're actually kind of killing it. Like they're great. And they're all just like little originals. Like I've been kind of surprised, but yeah. For what's come out in theaters, it's a rough go this year.
Yeah, you got your, you know, this bake shop owner who lives in the town of Jingle Bells, and some rich guy shows up, and he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna we need to save the bakery or something," and then they fall in love, even though they hate each other at the start, and then it snows at the end, and it's all a big old happy ending.
Are you talking about like a Hallmark movie?
Yeah.
Oh, I had no idea what you were talking about. I was like, what movie is he describing? I got you. Yeah, no, they're all the same. They're all the same. Even what Netflix and Prime have come out with, but I can't complain. Sometimes you just need a little Hallmark movie in your life.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. I'm not judging you at all right now. That's fine. You can like what you like. There's nothing wrong with that.
It's fine.
It's fine. Everything is fine. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. Yeah, there's like no family movies out right now. I think it's mostly because of Avatar being out. I don't think anyone wants to compete with that. And then you have Babylon is coming out. Also the week of Christmas, which is not a family movie. No. Considering there's like Red Band trailers. So
yeah.
I don't know.
I watched that trailer with my father-in-law the other day, and I was like, I regret every second of that.
Yeah.
So that was rough, but
yeah.
I'm excited for that movie.
I'm so excited for that movie. But it was, I don't know, I was just looking at like my Snapchat memories, and like it's interesting because like last year, the week of Christmas, I was at the movie theater 5 out of the 7 days of the week.
Bro.
And because I'm trying to remember everything that was out, but I'm like, I know like Matrix Reloaded came out, and there was No Way Home, and I think there's another one that I watched. Like there was lots of options, and I think I saw all of them with at least one person in my family, if not multiple people in my family. So it's a really weird year this year when like that's not something that
you can really do.
Of families, particularly like younger kids, are going to be able to do.
It always, honestly, that's something that always like blew my mind is when people would go to like, when I found out theaters are open on most holidays, dude, I was shocked. Like people do that as traditions. Like families will go out, like they'll eat their big dinner or whatever it is. They'll go see a movie. Like it makes sense. It's a great idea. But like growing up, like we never did that, bro. Like every store was closed. You were inside for that like 24-hour period, like Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, whatever it was.
That sucks about Christmas is that nothing's open, so you're kind of just stuck.
You really are. If you don't get anything great that year for presents, you're really out of luck, bro. But no, I'm just kidding. But
no, that's true.
It is kind of true. But yeah, I was just always shocked. It's like, it's definitely something that is nice to have as an option. But yeah, this year it's thin.
Yeah,
you can't really go to much.
Back to Violent Nights, because this movie is there's just so much to talk about.
Clearly, we're enamored. We just can't stop talking about it.
With a cinematic masterpiece like this. I really liked how the first 2 scenes of this movie just got me really excited. Yeah, I wanted to break it down real quick. So like the opening scene it just jumps right into it. Yeah, it's Santa
at the
getting
bar.
drunk at the bar.
Homie's sloshed. He's literally gone.
He is gone. And I thought that was a really, really smart thing to do, and just immediately jump in and say, we're going to be, so this is the Santa that we're working with here. It's not like, I don't know, there's not like there was some like shift and he like just automatically turned into a badass. Like, no, he's just doing his thing and he's not like the jolly old Saint Nick that we're used to. And so I liked how they immediately started with that, and it wasn't, because I was expecting like he was just gonna be a normal Santa Claus, and then out of nowhere was
something
like
happened and be like, help, we need you.
He was just gonna snap, or or like he pulls like, I don't know, goes all Rambo on everybody for no reason. So I like that, like
that could have worked. That could have worked.
It could have worked.
Great take.
It could have worked, but I don't know. I liked how self-aware it was. I was like, we're just gonna make it clear right off the bat, like this is the kind of world we're living in. And then also like, I don't know, the commentary on him being like, man, like, he just want freaking video games.
Yeah.
It sucks. And like,
every other gift was like cash, video games, cash, video games.
I mean,
that's all people be asking.
I mean, I'm guilty of that. That was my childhood.
So we were never allowed. That's whether we were never allowed to ask for gift cards or cash.
Okay. I never asked
physical gift.
I never asked for cash, but sometimes people would ask me like, if I were to get you a gift card, like where do you want me to get?
See, if it was something like that, or like if we got one for Christmas, sure. But I could never been like, I want like an iTunes gift card at the time, or like I want Target or whatever it was. Like, nah, that didn't happen.
Yeah, I don't think I ever wrote those
on the list,
down on my list. I mean, maybe I did. I don't remember doing that. If I did, it was just like, I need something else to add to it, so I'll just throw that in there.
I think a video game is that's a great thing for like that's what every kid asks for most of the time.
What's wrong with video games?
I don't know. They're so easy to wrap. They're so small. They're really not terribly expensive. I mean, kind of, but
what I really wish that this movie did was they went into the logic and the lore of how exactly Santa and the elves make video games. Because the whole
I would love
thing
just
is
to see like
it's in like his workshop. Like, does he just like order Amazon?
I would love to see that. Like if they just got like a ton of elves just like on computers, be like, all right, they'll be here in 2 days. We got overnight shipping to the North Pole. Like imagine that. Or like literally just have like, imagine them having like a cameo of like EA or like Sony or someone like having like a little like, you know, like in like a mall, how you have like all the stores. Like imagine they just have like a Sony like little shop and they're just like making and printing and like filling orders.
That would be awesome.
That would be funny.
I also felt personally attacked when they were making fun of the tree with all the Amazon boxes underneath it.
Yeah.
Because that is definitely how all of my gifts for Christmas will be wrapped this year.
Technically, the gift is wrapped. The gift is covered.
I mean, I just put them in some Amazon boxes, and hopefully, sometimes it just ships on its own, so I can just give them the unopened box, and then it's good to go. I don't have to wrap anything.
Yeah, honestly, not gonna lie, that's what I used to do, and then I got married. And dude, people, the amount of gifts we have under our tree right now is shocking. We've had people come into our house and literally ask us if we just have empty boxes wrapped because of how many gifts we have down there. And unfortunately, no, they were all purchased from a store.
Your wife was so excited when I was like, I need someone to wrap my gifts. And she was like,
dude, she'll do it.
She jumped.
She'll spend hours. She loves that stuff. The amount of wrapping paper and ribbon and tape.
I don't understand. It's the most frustrating thing in the world.
It's not easy, but they're just like slap, tape. It's done. They put a bow on it.
I try to do it all fancy like I'm supposed to, and then it just rips automatically because it's supposed to be easy to rip, which I get, but also
how do you wrap something easy to rip? Exactly. No,
wrapping gifts
I'm with you.
is awful.
Yeah.
I hate it. Everyone's getting Amazon boxes. Be thankful.
Yeah. I say people don't care really with the wrapping.
I mean,
they just want what's inside.
They just want what's inside.
Exactly.
But on the other hand, like, if it's the thought that counts and I didn't wrap it, did I put in as much thought into getting them a good gift? Is the wrapping part of the thought? Like, because it's kind of like with food, right? Like, they could just put food on a plate and give it to you, but no, like they do like the fancy plating because they put a lot of thought and effort into it. So does that mean that I'm an awful
see, that's
person?
also no, because that's also like imagine like you expect a gift from someone.
Sure.
Say they don't have wrapping paper, right? Mm-hmm. Do you expect them to go to the store and buy wrapping paper for that gift?
Here's the other thing: like if I go to the store and I buy wrapping paper right now, you can only buy this big old roll,
right?
And I'm gonna wrap
6 gifts,
maybe 6 gifts, and then I'm just gonna have a bunch of wrapping paper that I have to keep somewhere for an entire year.
I was gonna say it doesn't expire, so you can use it next year.
You can use it next year, but like,
yeah,
I have to store that somewhere, and then it's gonna get all untangled and stuff.
Did you know that they make wrapping paper tube holders? It straight up, it's a laundry basket with a lid, no cap, like the tall ones, and people just be dropping tubes in there. But sometimes you can get like with the little clear lid, and you can see what tube you want, or they have like the little like shape cut out, so you can just slide your tube right in. Mm-hmm. Yeah, someone made money off that.
I wish that I could just come up with really stupid ideas and would have the guts to actually try them. Because it's like, why would anybody buy this? They can just like DIY it.
Exactly.
But people will buy it.
People are lazy.
And that's kind of one of the points that they made in the movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whoa, look at we're
tying it back together.
We got to bring this was all planned. This was all scripted, and this isn't us.
I say we
just
were
riffing
word for word with the script you wrote, so that was great.
Yeah. That was really natural. We should be actors. That was scene one. The second scene that I really liked.
Yeah.
Especially for a movie like this, I feel like most people are going to go into it and have very low expectations. Yeah. And they're not expecting this to win any awards. Like they're just going in.
Oh yeah,
like,
no. They're on a whole different
right?
mindset, right?
And the second scene, like they go into the mansion or whatever, and there's like this big one take, and it's like this really complicated thing where all of these different people it's picking up different people, and it's really cool, and it's like, whoa, this is incredible. And I think the reason that they did it, because they do a few like one takes throughout the movie, but like nothing that extreme and
spectacular.
And the ones that when they do like these long takes or whatever, it's typically a reason for it. Like it's Santa and someone fighting, and they want you to they don't want
be immersed, right?
They don't want you to stop. They want you to just be on the edge of your seat, right? But this is kind of weird to do a long take like that, especially when a majority of the rooms and stuff aren't actually highlighted ever again.
Right.
But the reason that they did it is something that Christopher Nolan would do. He still does a lot of times, but especially like when his first short films, what he would do is he knew that like he didn't have a big budget. He didn't have a budget at all, really. And so most of his shots would just be like on a tripod or whatever. Yeah. But like he knew that he had to make something sort of interesting. And so what he would do is like the first shot and the last shot would be the most expensive and most complex shot of the entire movie, solely because the first thing you see is really complicated.
Right.
So it's going to pique your interest and it's going to make you want to watch the rest of the film. But then the last shot is the last thing you're going to remember. And so the last shot is also complicated. So it's kind of a psychological thing where an audience member can say, wow, that was like super high production and like super well produced, even though it was literally just two shots that had a ton of like thought into it.
Bro.
And I feel like that, like, it definitely gave me much higher expectations for this movie in the first 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
And then, it dipped a lot in the second act. And then
I thought it came back up towards the end.
I mean, it came back up towards the end, but it was just a lot of...
The fight scenes were solid.
Yeah, fight scenes were very solid. It reminded, like, I don't know, because one of the reasons I love, like, John Wick is because of just the creativity of what scenario can we put John Wick in and, like, how can he use the environment around him. And so I like that, like, this is kind of like a Christmas John Wick.
Yeah.
Like, the whole, suck on a candy cane and then just start, like, shove it into somebody's neck. Like, oh, man.
Yeah.
What a movie.
Or the very deadly use of icicles. I was so shocked.
Yes.
Yeah, that too. And also, one thing I'm going to throw out there, something that stressed me out from the beginning of the movie, like even in that first like bar scene, the very first scene, like when he's just throwing out like subtle nods that he is Santa, and he like just mentioning stuff and just like saying stuff, and he's like, well, I'm not really on a shift and this and this. Even the entire movie was just so stressed out. I'm like, homie, you can't let people know you're Santa. But he can. And even when he does let people know he's Santa, no one believes him.
It's not like it matters.
I know. I don't know why I was so stressed, because I was like, that's like, you got to keep that to yourself.
It's not
right?
a secret identity.
But I guess also homie needs people to believe. So
yeah. And I guess nobody does. So it's like,
yeah. I didn't expect him to come back at the end.
Yeah, it's Santa Claus. He has to come back so there can still be Christmas.
That's what I thought. And then homie took like 8 rounds to the chest, and I was like, he's dead. Which he did die.
I also loved how he's just like, it's Christmas magic. I don't understand.
Yeah, he's like, I don't.
And then just carries on.
It's been like 1,100, 1,200 years, whatever he said. He's like, it's just, he doesn't even know.
Yeah. That was fantastic.
Yeah. And I was kind of wanting a little more for the Christmas magic. Like I thought his bag, I just thought his bag was magical. You can just pull whatever you want out of there. But it also makes sense. You could only pull out gifts. So I loved when he was like going through. He's like, I need a weapon. Just video game. And he pulled out a stick of some sort or something.
I thought it was like a golf club.
That's what I thought. Was like, something. But yeah, it was. I don't know. I thought his magic was just gonna be a little more like something. But
sure.
Yeah.
That's fair.
But it's Santa, so who knows?
Yeah, I don't know how it works, and neither does he apparently.
Apparently.
Grave, do you have any final thoughts on Violent Nights?
Definitely give it a watch. I would tell everyone, just see it, not with your kids, because like I said, it was a fun movie. Like I said, David Harbour goes hard, man. He's as Santa. Dude, he put his hair up in like a little man bun, and I was like, he's about to just go off. He was like ready. So, it was a fun Christmas movie, because this is one of those movies I would throw into actual Christmas category. And even though we don't have much to go off of this season, this is one I would say is a solid pick.
Yeah, this is very much a Christmas movie. However untraditional it may be, it is very much a Christmas movie. But there are a lot of movies that are watched around this time and that are discussed around this time that cause a lot of debate. Is it a Christmas movie? Is it not a Christmas movie?
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to talk about next segment. We're going to, maybe we can help you convince your family that you need to watch Die Hard, or maybe like Batman Forever or something this Christmas, because they are in fact Christmas movies. Maybe they're not.
Or
I don't know. We're going to discuss that next segment. So stay tuned.
Dude, I'm so glad we're doing this.
Yeah, for sure. It's been a lot of fun, and it's not as difficult as I thought it would be.
No, not at all. Like Anchor has made it especially easy when it comes to like actually getting our podcast out on the air. Because when hosting on Anchor, you can distribute your podcast on all the listening platforms. So easy getting it over to Spotify, getting it to Apple, wherever you're trying to get your podcast to.
Yeah, I think we're on like 7 platforms just through Anchor, and not even just the distribution, but even just creating the podcast. Like there's so many recording and editing tools within it, so you can record, edit, add music in, sound effects, all sorts of things directly through Anchor, and it is free.
Dude, that's amazing.
It's incredible. So if you would like to start your own podcast, just like ours, go to anchor.fm on your desktop device, or you can go on to your mobile app store and download the Anchor app. We are back discussing Christmas movies.
Oh yeah.
Because
Or are they
Christmas
Christmas
time.
movies?
Or are they Christmas movies? Whoa.
That's the question of the hour,
Whoa,
of the
this
half
is-
hour, of the
it's
20-minute segment.
It's about to be a very intense argument going on here.
Which I feel like there are a few movies that are on this list that you might, I just don't know if we'll actually agree on. Like, I'm curious.
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
That's the goal.
Is that?
I want this to be heated. I want us to walk away hating each other by the end of this, and then realizing we have a problem because we have to record
It's
next
Christmas.
week's
We can't be
episode
mad at Christmas.
too. Well,
Get that anger out of your
we still have Christmas coming up to make us happy, right? So we'll just hate each other leading
Take
up
a
to
break over
Christmas.
the weekend.
Exactly.
Come back to it fresh and new.
Exactly.
Sick. Okay, let's do it.
Okay.
All right.
That's the plan.
Let's go.
Let's get going. Greg, what is your? Let's start off a little lighthearted. What is your favorite Christmas movie? Is there like a movie in particular that like you like watch every year or something?
Honestly, no. I mean, here's the thing. Like, one that I've watched, it's been the recent, probably past 4 or 5-ish years of my life. Honestly, since I've just been with my wife, not gonna lie, because her family goes hard. I mean, unbelievably hard on Christmas. They go off, but they do. They normally like watch like Elf every year, and Elf's like a classic. I had never seen it up until a couple years ago.
What?
Yeah, never watched it growing up. Never. It's one of those movies that my parents thought were just like B-rated, just absolutely stupid. So they were like,
Okay,
you're not gonna watch
That's
it.
fair.
But it's such a funny movie.
It's a great movie.
It really is such a great movie, and it's just like one of those, like, you can just turn it on, you watch with it, you really do just feel all happy and joyful. It's such a great movie. If I had to like put a Christmas movie top tier, Elf would be up there for me.
Elf is
That's
definitely
probably where I would
top
sit.
tier. Yeah, my family always has a joke. My brother loved it.
Yeah.
And so like still to this day, like we always go like, "Bye, buddy. Hope you find your dad."
That's good.
Year round.
That's good.
No matter what.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I love Elf. Elf could be an option. I don't know. I was trying to think. I don't know if
An option?
I don't know if I really have like one in particular that stands above the rest.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
See, I was trying. That's the thing.
Like there's lots of Christmas movies that I really enjoy.
There's so
and that
many.
I'll watch if it's on.
Yeah.
Like the other day I was at work and they had we were talking about in the last week's episode, like all like the Christmas claymation.
Yeah,
stuff.
claymation Christmas. So yeah.
Yeah, like they were at all. I was like, yeah, I'll watch these because they're fun and whatever. They're classics.
Yeah,
It's
like
really
Frosty and
nostalgic.
Yeah.
But also, I don't know. I was thinking about it. I would say it's one of three options. All right,
Okay.
it's either Elf,
Okay.
Home Alone,
Okay.
or the Jim Carrey Grinch movie.
Ah, shoot. Okay. Yeah. Okay. No, that's a
feel like-
great option.
I feel like it's one of those.
Just how the Grinch stole
one of
Christmas.
those three.
I could put the Grinch up there with one of my in my top 3 easily.
Were you?
Like I said, I think
wait, were you allowed to watch that movie as a child?
yes. Yeah.
So they let you watch
because it's
the
classic.
Grinch,
It's classic.
but they didn't let you watch Elf.
Yeah, the Grinch came out like way before Elf. It's like an older movie. Technically older. Like my parents. Like I don't know.
Are you thinking about the live action one or the animated one?
The live action one.
And they
I think honestly, not gonna lie, we always had a thing where we had to read the book
Uh-huh.
and then you could watch a movie. I think we actually read the book, watched the animated, watched the movie, the real life.
Uh-huh.
So that's kind of how that thing. So like we knew the story. There was not much that like really derailed from the story. So it wasn't. It's a little more like out there, but it's not like the new Grinch that came out. It's not like you'd read the Dr. Seuss Grinch book and then you'd go watch this Grinch that came out and be like, whoa, like that's not
the
same.
Grinch is murdering people.
Yeah, no, like it's the same, you know. So
Okay.
yeah, no, we were able to sit through that one. We could watch that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You weren't impressed by Home Alone. It's not like
No, I've just never cared for. I don't like those movies. They're so stupid.
but it's
They're
like,
all 3 literally the same. As far as what I've been told, I've never even seen them. I don't know.
Okay.
I could be
All
wrong.
right.
I know.
This
Here's
is-
the thing.
this is an
I've seen the
outrage.
first one. I have seen the first. I saw it doesn't. Donald Trump's in the second one. I've seen the second one. I've seen the first 2. I think. Or I've seen the first. I don't know. I've seen parts of them. But like I've never like I've had the ability to watch them and I've sat down during them. But nothing has ever had a smaller hold on my attention in my life.
But like as
I could be doing
as a kid,
anything else in my life. No, absolutely not.
but as,
I had no
as
care
a
in the world.
child, watching Kevin live out like your fantasy
No.
of getting the whole house to yourself, especially when you have like all these older siblings who pick on you all the time. You have the whole house to yourself, and then you have to defend it by you being all like clever and stuff.
See, I think that's where I'm a pretty realistic, like realism type of dude.
You're a scaredy cat. So if
Not
you
a
were in
scaredy
that
cat. No, I'm
situation-
saying if I was a kid in that situation, I probably would have got capped in the head. I probably would have just gotten straight up beat in the face. Those are 2 grown adults. Granted, they're dumb. They're missing a few things upstairs, but like none of those would actually like happen, you know? And obviously that's the point
none
of the
them
movie.
would actually happen.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I would sit there and I would watch this and I'd be like, that's dumb. That's fake.
a rich
Like,
guy
that's-
can't put together a bunch of scraps in a cave and make an Iron Man suit.
Yes, you
not
can. No, that's
realistic.
100% real. I'm just
Okay.
kidding. Shut up. That's different. That's different though.
Sure. Okay.
But also the idea of this movie like that. That's one of the best. Like, is that a Christmas movie? Also, is Home Alone a Christmas movie?
What a segue, Graham. What
Yeah.
a segue. Because here's the thing. I want to make a very controversial statement.
Okay.
Because I feel like in general, people would consider Home Alone to be a Christmas movie.
Yeah. You almost ask anyone, and yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if Home Alone is a Christmas movie, then I feel like Die Hard has to be a Christmas movie.
See, that's honestly the only reason I've looked at that option because yeah, if people are like Die Hard's not a Christmas movie, it's just a movie that takes time like happens around Christmas. Bro, same logic applies to Home Alone. Home Alone's not a Christmas movie.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
they're essentially...
Like I've never necessarily, besides like this conversation, ever tried to like purposely shoot down Home Alone for not being a Christmas movie.
No,
But
like
it's more of
like
the
Home
defense
Alone
for-
is it's just it's a Christmas movie, but like they're essentially the same thing. They're on very different like levels, of course. Like I mean, Die Hard's a lot more intense, but like
there's a
they're-
building that gets robbed.
I mean,
at Christmas.
Violent Nights, for example, is everyone just says it's like a combination of Home Alone and Die Hard, and like they put the 2 movies in the same camp because they kind of fit in the same kind of category of movie. I don't know. How would you? I feel like if we're gonna talk about like is this or is this not a Christmas movie, we need to actually define what makes something a Christmas movie.
I think it's when take Violent Nights, for example. Okay, one. I feel like there's like a checklist kind of in sorts.
Sure.
You've got Santa, okay? Or the idea of like Santa or the elves. Like it fits in that realm. Okay, those characters are there. You're also going to have you got to believe in Santa. You got to believe in Christmas. It's the Christmas magic. You got to have the Christmas magic there, right? Like there's a few things in that tier. It can't just happen around Christmas time.
Okay.
Because also, it's not even Christmas time anymore. It's Happy Holidays time. Okay. So Happy Holidays, happy holiday movies. That's what we're talking about now.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Is there's no, like, you can't just say it happens around Christmas time. Shoot, that's a Hanukkah movie. If you ever told me, I don't know. Just throw it out there. But that's kind of like, I feel like there's like a checklist, like where there would need to be quite a few things to make it a Christmas movie. Like Violent Nights, check. You got Santa, check. You got the homies got to believe in him. You also got a dope Santa. But I mean, like that comes back to the first thing. So I don't know. That's kind of how I see it. I feel like you need to have like.
That's fair. My only like counter though, and just I was just thinking in prep for this, I was just thinking about it. Like Christmas movies are one thing, but could you also include like Christmas specials for a TV show or like a Christmas episode for a TV show? Could you use the same logic? Because I'm just thinking for like Doctor Who, for example, like Christmas specials are a big thing. And 90% of the time, it's just a normal episode of Doctor Who that takes
released
place
at Christmas
time.
or
like,
same
like
thing, yes.
They'll be doing their thing, and then it'll coincidentally it's Christmas time. Or like there was one episode where like it was just a normal episode, but they went to a town that was called Christmas, and that was the Christmas aspect of the episode. So is that I guess that is all it takes, is it just needs to take place at Christmas or around Christmas?
I think so.
Yeah.
For most people's terms. And I think there's the idea too with like, cause I feel like when you look at it in most like networks and like channels is when they would release a Christmas special, it's really just an episode that is released.
Yeah, well, like
Christmas
especially
time,
for like cable, like sitcoms, like
exactly.
The schedule is they release it from like the fall through like early spring.
So then they can have that Christmas episode.
Yeah,
in the
they're
middle.
always gonna have like the Thanksgiving and like Christmas and all of that.
I feel like it depends because like yes, those are gonna be your Christmas specials, but for something to be like a Christmas like episode of some sort of Christmas movie, I feel like it's gotta be a little more in depth. You know,
I found a definition from Reddit.
Oh shoot! Okay,
it was posted on r/movies a year ago by Usually Bedwords. Don't know what that means, but yeah, Usually Bedwords. Thank you for this definition that I really liked. He said, to me, a Christmas movie is one in which the plot and characters are directly affected by the fact that it's Christmas. Not a movie that takes place at Christmas, but everything that happens can take place at any time of the year with no change. And so he uses the example of like Lethal Weapon, which some people would consider a Christmas movie solely for the sake that it takes place around Christmas time.
Right.
But if it took place, kind of like what you said, if it took place at Hanukkah or any other time, the plot wouldn't change, as opposed to Die Hard.
Because they had a Christmas party.
Die Hard, yeah, it's at Christmas. Bruce Willis came home because it was Christmas. The Hans Gruber and his goons they planned the heist for Christmas because they knew that everyone would be off their guard.
Yep.
So if it wasn't Christmas time, all of three of those things that make the plot and the characters of this movie could not happen. Therefore, Die Hard has to be a Christmas movie.
Dude, no, see, yeah, I agree with that. That's great. No, I think that's a great definition. See, put that with Home Alone.
Put it with Home Alone. So you have Kevin and his family.
You have a family that goes on vacation. They leave their kid at home.
They go on vacation for Christmas, and then
but you can go on vacation at any point in time and leave your kid at home.
So okay, this is the point that's gonna destroy your argument.
Okay,
Joe Pesci, they're scouting the houses that they want to take, right? And Joe Pesci's excuse is that he's a cop. And he goes in and says, hey, just want to check and make sure you're good for any burglars because it's Christmas time. So watch your doorsteps for your packages and everything. So if it was not Christmas time, could Joe Pesci still scout the house and groom it to know that they wanted to take that house?
Yes, he would have just had to come up with a different excuse. he could absolutely still go knock on the door as a cop and be like, "Hey, just heard some cars got vandalized down there. Y'all fair. Safe? You guys, you leaving anytime? Oh, you are leaving?
Okay,
well, watch out."
But he asked him specifically about like.
See, that's okay. See, I kind of take that back. Then I don't kind of like this definition. I do in the defense for Die Hard because it works fantastic.
Because I can prove you wrong now.
No, you can't prove me wrong because like that's the thing though. But if you literally think of it at any other point in time of the year. Say it's the summertime, right? Say the family's like dying of the heat and they want to go to Colorado and snow and ski. So they do that. They leave homie at home. He's at home all alone. Home alone. And someone breaks in. And he fights him off. It's the same thing. You're going to have the same movie.
Potentially, but you would have to change elements of it for this to work.
For sure. And I mean, like, in all honesty, I mean, you could kind of do the same with Die Hard in that sense.
Yeah, because I have to say, like...
Because there's several other times you normally have some sort of office party. There's some normally some other get-togethers throughout the year.
Sure.
New Year's parties.
So I guess that's like the other part of it, too, is, like, how far it does, like, that definition stretch? Like
I said, that definition, it's good for a lot of people if they don't think too hard into it. But I think if you really do look into it, you're like, that doesn't really matter. Like I said, I still think if you sit with like a checklist. Like,
but okay, so but here's the other thing. I think we are thinking too hard about this.
When I think about Christmas movie, if I keep it simple, someone says Christmas movie, I think of like Elf. I think of those. I think of Santa. I think of what like Christmas is built of Christmas. Not that it's snowing outside. It's December 25th. I'm not thinking about the date or time of year necessarily. I'm thinking about like Christmas. Like that's what goes through my mind. So like that's what I'm thinking. Because like Elf, like yeah, it takes place around Christmas. It's got all the characters. Got Santa's magic. Got to get everyone to believe. Homie's like a 6'5" elf.
Okay.
Like it's a Christmas movie.
I'm gonna destroy your argument.
Okay,
I'm ready. I've got a good one.
Okay.
Last segment, you talked about Hallmark movies.
Yeah.
A lot of those Hallmark movies do not incorporate those characters. Therefore, the Hallmark movies aren't Christmas movies.
Yeah, no, I didn't say. I just said that they're good watches. They're
everything
good movies.
about them, but you're watching them right now because it's Christmas time, right?
Yeah, we got some good recommendations. Yeah,
but it's like bro,
homie, I'll sit down and watch a Hallmark movie any day of the year. They've got movies on repeat all year round.
I'm sorry for doudting you.
But they do. Hallmark does have, or ABC, I don't know what channel it is. They got their 25 Days of Christmas, and they just be spitting movies out leading up till the day. And you do get some classics in the mix. You're going to get Frosty. You're going to get some of those animated ones. You're going to get some of the things. So they have some tie-ins. But yeah, like the standard, like, oh no, my bakery's being shut down. We got to win the mayor's going to hold the competition. We got to win the competition. Oh, I fell in love with you, but you live far away from me. Don't talk to me. Oh, never mind. You're going to move here sick. And then they get married at the end. Yeah, that's a Hallmark movie. It's not a Christmas movie. It's just a Hallmark movie. Like that's the thing though. It's the same thing. If you hear a Hallmark movie, you're not thinking Christmas movie.
What about the Hallmark movie, The Christmas Shoes, where they like are like going to like the store to like to buy a Christmas gift. It's a Christmas Hallmark movie, but it does not incorporate Santa or elves or stuff as a primary character. Also, with your logic, Home Alone does incorporate like Santa and stuff because he goes and like he sees Santa at the store and then he like thinks that the old man is Santa.
Yeah, but it's not real.
So
it's not real.
It's
not real Santa.
So that
it's
would
not
then,
real Santa.
That would then make Home Alone a Christmas.
That's not real Santa. That's a mall Santa.
By your checklist logic.
No. Because
then by that logic,
because if that Santa listen, if that Santa got capped in the chest 8 times, as much believing as you put into that fool, he's not coming back.
Okay, but then by that logic, how The Grinch Stole Christmas doesn't count either because there is no Santa or elves. The Grinch just dresses up as Santa. And if
Santa does come and like deliver gifts on Christmas Eve, and then the Grinch comes through and steals the gifts that Santa brings. Because Santa does visit Whoville, and Santa's real.
Okay.
In that movie. Like that's the thing. And then the Grinch steals Christmas. Because they go hard. They do all their lights. They do all the decorating. Santa comes. He brings the presents. And the Grinch said, absolutely not. And he steals it all.
But does Santa actually come?
I think he does. Or at least you see his sleigh. Like you see him flying. Like you see the reindeer. Like you see, there's definitely a heavy implementation.
But then what about like the Jim Carrey one? Because I don't think there was... No, actually, maybe he did like wait.
It's in the story
Santa
premise at the beginning. It's quick. Because he's like, he waits on Christmas
Okay,
Eve, he waits
so
till it happens, and
if
as they're delivered,
the real
they're stolen.
Santa
Okay.
just is around at any point during any movie.
See, I thought about
it's a
that.
Christmas movie.
No. See, I was thinking about that.
Uh-huh.
No, because take Rise of the Guardians, for example.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I blanked on the name earlier. That I'm gonna throw it. It's a great movie. I love that movie. Because you got your mains, right? You got Tooth Fairy, Easter bunnies, Santa Claus, Sandman.
Your
you got all of them.
mains.
Your mains.
The
Those are your fairy, not fairy tale. Those are your holiday mains. Okay. Yeah, your homies. So Santa's in that. He's got his elves. They go hard. They're fighting. They're battling. He's on his off time. He's on his off time of the year. Mm-hmm. You know.
Okay. But okay.
So no, like Rise of the Guardians, not a Christmas movie. It actually does take place in a wintertime set. Like it is like early December, January time. I think it's like after Christmas or before, like real early before.
Well, if it's the off time, it has to be either before, like
Probably right after then. Yeah. But that's the thing is they're on a whole nother magical believing protection style, because when he's not delivering gifts, homie is on point. He's on guard. So it's not a Christmas movie. No, Santa can be there. It doesn't have to be a Christmas movie.
I thoroughly do not like your definition, because it's not. It's just a definite. Santa and elves have to be there. It is not.
No. That's not what I'm saying. Like take Violent Nights, for example. Like Santa's there. They talk about believing in Santa and the whole how your holidays can. Like,
right. It includes Santa, so it's a Christmas movie. But if it doesn't include Santa, it's not, is what you're saying.
Yes. Yes.
You have to really think about that one.
Yeah. No,
I don't.
yeah.
I don't like that, because
We'll
I feel
stick
like
with it.
there's more to Christmas than Santa.
No, there definitely is. No,
Like,
there definitely
what about,
is.
like, what about like the family like aspect? Like, we gotta family stick together and stuff. Okay, here's what I got for you.
Okay, hit me.
National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Never seen it.
All right. Well, I will tell you, it does not incorporate the real Santa Claus.
Okay.
Because
It's a movie that takes place around Christmas. They're going on vacation.
It's lit. Christmas is in the title, and the
Correct.
entire plot is surrounding around Christmas. It's the Griswold Christmas, the Griswold family Christmas, and he puts up the whole every beat of the story is about getting ready for Christmas and for it to be Christmas. So you're saying that because it does not incorporate the real Santa Claus and elves, it isn't a Christmas movie. A movie highly regarded as one of the greatest Christmas movies of all time. A movie that includes the word Christmas in the title, and a movie that is entirely about Christmas time, where Christmas is the main focus of the film, is not a Christmas movie because it doesn't incorporate Santa Claus, the real Santa Claus.
Okay, I'm changing my beliefs a little bit, slightly. Okay, here's how I view it. You have categories. Okay.
Okay.
Because here's the thing. Truly, here's the thing. You're right. There is more to Christmas than just Santa. So those Christmas movies are gonna have your tier of like the magical being of Santa, his sleigh, his reindeers, like Tim Allen, Santa Claus 1, 2, 3, bangers, absolute. Those are top tier for me, 100%.
You're including number 3?
Number 3 had Jack Frost in it, my guy. Absolutely am I including number 3. Don't come at me with that. Number 3 was a solid banger.
But then they looked like they were like all plasticky and stuff.
Yeah, because he literally turned people into toys, my guy.
Yeah.
And then he made
like
toys into real people.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard of. I don't even remember the Santa Claus 2. Now, the first The Santa Claus, banger.
Top tier.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Top tier.
I mean, it kind of goes like, in my opinion, like 1, 3, 2. That's how I would rate them.
Oh, okay. Because in the plot of like the second one, there's like he has to like find a wife.
Yeah. He's got to get his Mrs. Claus, otherwise he loses.
Sure.
Yeah.
Makes so much sense.
It does. What happened to Homie's original? No, okay, we're not getting into that. But no, so there's that tier, right? You gotta have that tier. Elf falls in that tier. Violent Nights would fall into that tier. Okay. Anything regarding the magical being of Santa, like Santa, Christmas time, that's where we're falling. Okay. Then you're gonna have your second tier. Your second tier, that's gonna include those. I wouldn't put like Die Hard or Home Alone in there, but that's gonna include like your whatever that Christmas Vacation movie. Yeah, Christmas Vacation. Okay. Yeah. That's gonna fall in there. I'm just trying to think of some others. Like what's some others we mentioned so far that like
I'm just gonna like because I'm just gonna take. You have categories, sure.
Okay.
But if we just wanted to make one like overarching definition, I would refer back to the Reddit post that said it just has to, the plot has to be directly related to Christmas.
I guess,
and you can have categories.
No,
within that.
That's fair. That's fair. Okay. Well, I'll come back to that. I will give that. I'll give it that.
All right. So we've defined what is a Christmas movie. There's just a few that I feel like are pretty controversial, and so like we'll just run down. Is it a Christmas movie? Is it not?
Okay.
All right. I mean, we got to start off with the.
Are we doing our opinion or like based
debacle.
on what we concluded to, based on
the
review?
discussion we've had so far? What do you think? So number one, is Die Hard a Christmas movie? Now this one is, I mean, obviously it is like the gold standard for is it or is it not?
Yeah. This is what
Bruce Willis says no.
Really?
He said during like his roast, he said one of the only reasons he did the roast was so that he could say that Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. However, a few years earlier, the screenwriter for the movie, Steven D'Souza, said yes, Die Hard is absolutely a Christmas movie. So Graham, what are your thoughts? Is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Okay, first, who cares what the actor thinks? In my opinion, you go by the director or the screenwriter all the time. That's a Christmas movie.
That's a Christmas movie.
Yeah, and I've always kind of leaned that way because of it's the Christmas party and like stuff like that. Like I know my beginning logic, like the way I do view some things, yeah. But like in the conversation, in the argument, I've honestly always kind of sided with that being a Christmas movie.
It's not Christmas until Hans Gruber falls off Nakatomi Tower. So it is, in fact, a Christmas movie. All right, number two. I think this is an interesting one. Gremlins. I'm assuming you have not seen Gremlins.
I have not seen Gremlins. Okay. You're correct.
Well, it takes place at Christmas time.
Oh, dope.
And the whole like plot, like the whole like start, the way that the Gremlins show up is that for Christmas, this guy gives his son a little gremlin.
They're like the Furby things?
Yes.
Yeah.
Gives him Gizmo, and then he accidentally gets water on him, and then he multiplies into a bunch of other gremlins, and then there's an evil gremlin that takes over, and then there's gremlins everywhere.
Was that thing alive when he gave it to his son?
Yeah.
What the heck? Okay.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So, it is not necessarily... The biggest argument for why it is not is that Christmas is just a backdrop for the whole movie.
Okay.
However, if we're using our definition, the gremlin would never be received without it being Christmas time. It was a Christmas gift. So, in your opinion, is that enough to make Gremlins a Christmas movie?
I mean, based on, it happened on Christmas time. You know? Yeah.
Okay.
Based on what we, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I think Gremlins, if you said it's not a Christmas movie, I wouldn't get upset about it. But I feel like by our definition...
Here's the thing. Did he ask for that? Did the kid ask for that on a Christmas list?
No.
Then he could have given that. He could have been given that for his birthday or anything else.
He could have.
If it wasn't Christmas time, it could have been any other time.
You can
could have been just a because.
You can say could have for anything. You could say that Elf. It could have been about I don't know, a tooth fairy or something. Like you could say that. We're not talking hypotheticals. We're saying in the movie the plot is directly affected by Christmas. It's not, could it be affected by something else? The movie as it is. Then
affected. Then by that definition, it's a Christmas movie.
Here's another interesting one.
Okay.
The Nightmare Before Christmas. It includes Christmas in the title. I used that as like an argument earlier.
Yep.
However, I know a lot of people watch this at Halloween time. And Henry Selick, the director, said, no, it is not a Christmas movie. It's a Halloween movie.
Does this take place on Christmas Eve? I've never seen it.
I think so. So the general plot is you have like Jack Skellington.
Yeah.
And he lives in Halloween Town. And then he wants to be big and famous. So he goes to the Christmas town and becomes Santa.
So it takes place over kind of like a certain amount of time, you would say? Or is this all like in one night?
Everything takes place over a certain amount of time.
Then that's not a Christmas movie.
It's not a Christmas movie.
That's like a Halloween.
Okay.
I would put that, especially if homie lives in Halloween Town. And he's a skeleton.
I mean,
Yeah.
It is what it is. That's a tough one for me.
Yeah.
But I feel like I would watch this at Halloween without another thought.
Absolutely. I wouldn't watch
I
this
don't
at
know if I
Christmas.
would watch.
Yeah.
This isn't the first thing I'm watching around Christmas time.
Absolutely not.
So
Yeah. No.
I'm gonna say no, but like
And
reverse
again,
of
on the
like
side with the director.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's another good point. I don't know, like again with like the reverse of like with Gremlins. Like if you said it was a Christmas movie, like if you watched every Christmas, then like yeah, okay, I understand. That makes sense. Now here's a fun one.
Okay.
Because I feel like there's a few. This is a category within itself.
Okay.
The superhero Christmas genre. I feel like the biggest one that people debate is Batman Returns, Michael Keaton, going up, Michelle Pfeiffer's
So the titty suit.
Yep. Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman. You got Mr. Freeze.
Yeah. Penguin.
Yeah, not Mr. Freeze, the Penguin.
Yeah.
Is Batman Returns a Christmas movie? And I may even like throw in like Iron Man 3, also Christmas time. You could even do like Hawkeye. Is Hawkeye a Christmas movie?
Bro, Hawkeye's a
Christmas show.
Hawkeye's a Christmas show. Yeah, 100%.
But it's hard because like the plot, at least for Hawkeye, isn't affected by Christmas at all. There is no real element that of it being Christmas that affects the plot.
He couldn't have had the ice skating arena. What's that called? The main ice skating place in New York with the big tree. Homie would have died.
Ice skating place with a tree.
Yeah.
Okay.
What is it? Rockefeller Center?
Yes.
Yeah.
No,
I was like, I could not think of the name.
I know what you were saying. I know what you're talking about. I was
you know
just
the whole fight
disappointed.
scene? Yeah, homie.
Yeah. But I guess also he was in New York for Christmas. That was like the whole thing.
Yeah,
and then he was like trying to get home.
He was trying to get home for
Christmas.
Christmas.
So Hawkeye is in fact
big
a
Christmas movie.
a Christmas show, undeniably.
Absolutely.
But what about like Iron Man 3? Probably not.
No, it's snowing. It could be dead. It could be dead January. He's not calling Pepper, being like homegirl. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there for Christmas. Jarvis keep her warm. No.
Well, that wasn't an option though.
What do you mean?
He didn't have anything to call her with.
Well, yeah, no, he was stranded.
He was stranded.
Yeah, it was just snowy.
Okay,
It was
yeah.
snowy.
So Iron Man
And he
3,
met a kid, too.
Not a Christmas movie.
Not a Christmas movie.
What about Batman Returns? It's like good and evil. It's all about togetherness. Like I don't know. I guess this would be more of like your category definition than mine to make it a Christmas movie.
But does it even really? And the same idea of like it doesn't happen around Christmas time, does it? Like it's not specifically there's lights all around town.
So.
There's big tree. Like it's literally just winter. It's just the season of winter.
Yep.
So no, that's not a Christmas movie.
It is not a Christmas movie.
No, because it's the same argument with Iron Man. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's snowing.
Absolutely.
It's snowing outside. Yeah. No, okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So no, Batman. I would take out. I couldn't.
Batman Returns is not a Christmas movie, but no. I feel like if you wanted to watch it around Christmas time, go for it.
You should watch it anytime you want. It's Batman, bro.
Like I feel like it's got good Christmas vibes. It's just not a Christmas movie.
Yeah, it'll get you in the mood to snuggle up with some hot chocolate, turn on your Christmas lights you've got in the house. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, it's a good movie to watch around the holidays.
Yeah,
it's not a holiday movie.
There you go.
There you go.
It's been settled. It's been debated. It's been discussed.
So if you have any family or friends this holiday season that brings up any of those movies or the few movies we've spoken about tonight, on whether it is or not,
just share this
route them here to the
them.
podcast. Put it on the big TV. Everyone's got SmartCast. You can do it. We have you can see us. There's no reason not to throw us up on that TV or just blast us through the sound system. So
obviously,
exactly,
naturally. Graham, do you have any final thoughts on Violent Nights or Christmas movies?
Violent Nights is a Christmas movie, 100%, no doubt about it.
Yeah, I guess we probably should have defined that.
Yeah,
as that. Yeah,
we
got to bring it full circle somehow.
Exactly. So Violent Nights, definitely a Christmas movie. Decent movie to go see. I think it's a fun ride. Just go in with no expectations, and I think you'll love it even more.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if you're ready for a good time, you'll have a good time. Yeah. And if you're
just turn your brain off, and you'll just love it.
Honestly, that's what this movie is.
Yeah.
And what Graham said, just redirect everybody with debates towards this podcast.
Exactly.
And then let us know on all the things what your conclusions are over on TikTok, Instagram, and patreon.com/thepopcornhangover. We've been discussing Violent Nights, and we've been having a good time. Merry Christmas to all of you, or happy holidays to those of you who do not celebrate.
Oh, yeah.
A little tease for next week. It's the last week of the year. We're going to do a little wrap up, and we're going to be discussing a movie that we referenced earlier in this podcast.
I'm going to be completely in blue body paint.
Please.
I'm not.
I'm holding you to that. I am holding you to that.